Aircraft that changed the course of World War II. What if aviation had not played a decisive role in the battles of World War II? How would the course of history have changed if these giant machines tearing through the skies had not begun to play such an important role in the battles? Today we'll talk about how airplanes, from fighters to strategic bombers, completely changed the course of the war and became the true heroes of the skies. These machines did more than just track the enemy. They determined the fate of battles in entire countries. With the help of aviation, military forces started operating not just on the front lines, but also on a strategic level, threatening key elements of the enemy's economy and military power. Aviation played a decisive role in the first ever aerial battle in history, the Battle of Britain. Summer of 1940. Germany, seeking to defeat Great Britain, launched an air campaign aimed at destroying the Royal Air Force and preparing for an invasion. The German Luftwaffe, armed with the best fighters of the time, began mass raids, trying to break through Britain's defense. But Britain refused to surrender, and at this moment, the small but incredibly maneuverable Spitfire and Hurricane fighters became the heroes of the skies. Thanks to Spitfire's speed and maneuverability, combined with the skill of British pilots, they were able to put up immense resistance against the German forces. In the Battle of Britain, the Allies lost about 500 planes, while the Germans lost over 1,700. This was a huge blow to the Nazis, not just militarily, but also morally. The victory of Britain in the aerial battle was made possible by these fighters and the pilots' expertise, despite Germany's total superiority in the number of aircraft. Soviet aviation in the form of the Le-5 and Japanese aviation with their Zero aircraft also played a key role. The Soviet Le-5 fighters, designed to counter the heavier and faster German planes, became a symbol of air combat on the Eastern Front. These machines combined a powerful engine with lightness, allowing Soviet pilots to confidently engage with more experienced Luftwaffe pilots. The Le-5 not only dominated in aerial battles, but also delivered strikes against strategically important targets in enemy territory, such as railway hubs and production plants, making it difficult to supply Nazi troops. As for the Japanese Zero, these fighters became a real threat to the Americans in the early years of the war. With their high maneuverability and long range, the Japanese were able to dominate the skies over the Pacific, playing a key role in Japan's early victories in battles such as the attack on Pearl Harbor and the Battle of Midway. Not only fighters, but bombers became decisive weapons in the hands of the Allies. Air raids became a key element of the Allied strategy, and bombers were the main tool in their arsenal. One of the most famous was the B-17 Flying Fortress. This American heavy bomber, despite its heavy build, provided significant fire support and could strike strategically important targets deep behind enemy lines. The B-17 became a symbol of American bomber aviation. Its first application in battle showed how important both daylight and nighttime bombing campaigns were to weaken the enemy's economy and destroy its military capabilities. In the UK, heavy bombers like the Lancaster and Halifax were also developed. They played a key role in destroying factories and infrastructure in Nazi Germany. For example, during the famous Gomorrah operation in 1943, the Allies conducted one of the most massive bombings of the German city of Hamburg, resulting in the near-total destruction of the city and tens of thousands of civilian casualties. Covert operations and strategic bombings, the role of aviation in the unseen war. Air operations were not limited to major battles. One of the notable examples was the nighttime raids carried out by the Allies to weaken the enemy's infrastructure. Covert operations targeting strategic sites such as oil refineries, ammunition depots, and major industrial zones played a vital role in weakening the resources of Nazi Germany. Operations like Dreadnought demonstrated just how important aviation was for carrying out reconnaissance tasks and eliminating targets in enemy territory, often without full ground support. The future of aviation, how the nature of aerial battles has changed, and what new technologies have emerged. After World War II, the technologies developed for aviation did not remain in the past. A variety of new technologies, such as jet engines, fire control systems, and next-generation fighter aircraft became the foundation for future aerial battles. Today, although we no longer see epic aerial dogfights as we did in the 40s, aviation still remains a key factor in military operations. Modern fighters like the F-35 and unmanned aerial vehicles, drones, continue to change the world of air operations. But what would have happened if aviation had not developed so rapidly? Many of us don't realize how crucial the aerial battles of World War II were to the modern world. Their influence can still be seen in today's military conflicts, where the success of aviation plays a major role in the outcome. World War II aviation wasn't just a weapon, it became a symbol of strength, courage, and determination. These planes and pilots became the ones who, at the highest altitudes and under the most difficult conditions, fought battles that changed not only the course of the war, but also modern military tactics. What would the world have looked like if aviation had not developed so rapidly? This question remains open. But one thing is certain. Without the aviation of World War II, the world as we know it today would not be the same.